What's going on, party people in the house? It is Friday, March the 20th. I'm live. Rodolfo, I'm live. I'm here. It's a good day. It's been a good week for you Texas Longhorns. We're going to talk, obviously, a little Jonah Williams. We're going to talk a little bit of Arch Manning today. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you have not done so you can get notifications for when things happen. We need to go live at any point. Make sure you'll get a notification into your email that's like, hey, Orange Bloods is live. Give you the show topic. We go from there. And man, props to the men's basketball team. Props to the men's basketball team that is giving us a gift here well, I guess it's not the spring yet, technically. I guess it's spring. I don't even know if we've officially hit spring. Nonetheless, Texas men's basketball, they go out, they beat BYU last night. In fact, they had a pretty good lead on BYU for a second. They had a decent, I think they got it up to 17, if I'm correct, at some point. BYU chips away a little bit, but then all of a sudden, they go ahead and finish it out. Now we're talking about Texas versus Gonzaga on Saturday, 6:10 p.m. Central. I mean, Jay Billis, he predicted before the tournament that Texas was going to go to the Sweet 16. And I think most of us thought, well, you don't know what the hell you're talking about. But hey, we will take this. We will take the win. Sean Miller, those guys, like hey, this is what they want to do. So be it. So let's see what happens. Let's see if they keep this momentum going. If they get to the Sweet 16, my gosh, that's one hell of a job that he's been able to do. I feel a little bit better about Austin Gooseby coming here because I was like, man, what the hell are you coming into? What you walking into, dog? Like, you sure? But now I'm like, all right, this is cool, man. So it's been fun to watch, man. I don't know if you guys have been watching the other tournament games. I've been just kind of skimming through it. But I'm playing it, today will be since it's a light day here, I'm going to be watching most of the games today, day and night, kind of just getting ahead of some Sunday stuff. So props to the men's basketball team, man. Y'all keep doing the damn thing. If they do if they get to the Sweet 16, I mean that is. And what's the stat that Sean Miller? I saw someone put it on X. He's got more tournament wins at Texas than Shaka. That's so bad. that's so much shade. So much shade. I forgot. I guess in my mind, I thought maybe Shaka had a win or something like that. I thought, but maybe I was just absolutely wrong about that. So anyway, good morning to you, Big Cheddar. And yeah, man. Yes, I did. I gave you a shout out yesterday. Yeah, no, that's what's up, man. I appreciate it. Yeah, man. I always see you on X. I appreciate. I was like, man, this dude, gives me some love, man. So I absolutely, appreciate that. Rodolfo, what the hell does Rodolfo do for a living? Rodolfo, I do want to know what you do for a living. I am absolutely curious how you are always in here first. I'm like, what the hell you do, Rodolfo? And it's okay. It's a judgment-free zone, whatever it is. Good morning to you, Darren, Green Lantern, all y'all's guys. All right, let's get into it. Let's do it. Let's get it, as Jeezy would say. We've been having a conversation about Jonah. At least I started the conversation. And good morning to you. How do I say? Nick 1447, because I'm not quite sure what the first four letters of what we're doing, right? So, but NIMC 1447, that's your alias, that's your burner phone. I did a show about Jonah. But what do you say? At least a month ago. Rodolfo may have a better idea of this. But I did a I would say about a month and a half or so, and I really talked about and I outlined for y'all. And this is why I hope y'all, you guys watch the show, because I try to sometimes be ahead of the curve on some things, and I started having a conversation with you guys about, hey, Jonah Williams. There's some belief behind the scenes that they don't know how long this whole two-sport thing can go. And I did an entire show about this and about the injuries and how there's reoccurring injuries that, and his body's not being able to heal. And there's concern on the baseball side and the football side about this thing. I'd say this was like at least a month ago. I would go there, right? Good morning, Longhorn fan edits. And lo and behold, your unk was unfortunately on it. Because Jonah goes out, falls on the shoulder during the game, and next thing you know, it's hurt again, right? And so we were, I think the initial hope was that he wasn't going to need surgery, and that's what people talked about, at least up about a week and a half, 2 weeks ago. I forget when it exactly occurred. And then I started hearing this week that he's going to need surgery, which is the thing I ended up reporting. And nonetheless, he did go ahead and have that surgery this week. And so, there's two conversations to be had, right? There is where is he at now and the future of the whole two-sport thing, right? And so where he's at now, where I can tell you guys, is that the shoulder surgery, and I'll be honest with you, I don't have the specifics as to what the nature, like if it's a labrum or something like that. Like I don't know the specifics. If someone else has reported it, I'll defer to them, but I don't have it at this moment, which I should find out. I just haven't. With that being said, then one of the questions that was posed to me by Alex and Cody earlier this week. And they wanted to know, okay, well, what's he going to do as relates to the whole baseball thing? Like, is he going to rehab with the baseball side and try to hang out with the baseball folks and then eventually come over to football? Is he going to go to football? Is he going to try to go back and forth? Like all those kind of things. And blessings to you, LaMarcus, as well, man. I appreciate that. God is good all the time. And then y'all can finish the rest. Y'all can finish the rest, but blessings to you as well. And I'm waiting for somebody to finish it, because y'all don't finish it, we're just gonna end this. So the question was like, what's he gonna do? How's that thing gonna look, right? And I was able to kind of dive into that a little bit this week. And so what I can kind of communicate to you guys, and I know Sloss got on the radio, I think it was with Mike Harge, that may have spoke yesterday. Harge, if that was you, please let me know if you are listening to it. But I know people said it was on the radio show, and I think he goes on with Harge on Thursdays, if I'm correct. But I don't know the specifics. I'm usually kind of thinking about that thing. So I was thinking about the chain thing. So what's going to happen is, now that the surgery is done, Jonah's going to be all chips in on the football side. Everything that he does is going to be, thank you, Money. Everything that he is, and thank you, Lewis. I was like, wait, is somebody going to finish this for me? Like, am I by myself? I'm the only one that went to church. He's going to be out there on the football side, and the baseball thing will be just kind of an optional thing. What that means is Jonah's expected to be in the football meeting rooms, the football practices. He's obviously he's not going to practice, right? But he is expected now to be fully immersed on the football side and getting himself ready for the football season. What does that mean from the baseball perspective, right? From a baseball perspective, because people were asking me, okay, well, is he going to travel with the team? Right? Because if he travels with the team, it's going to take away from the football thing, right? And it looks like on that end, and Sloss said this, but I was able to, talk to my people, and Zach talked to some of the people that he knew as well on the baseball side. It's one of those things like, hey, man, if there's a home game, you can come, you can be here, you can show up. Like, if you want to do that, you can. But we got love for you, but we're moving on, right? For as far as this season is concerned, right? So he's not going to be going to any of the road games or anything to that effect, and unless maybe it's after spring football. There's there's a reason to, but for the most part, it's going to be all football, right? And all getting ready for that. So that's where it is. I don't have a specific timetable for what time as far as when he's going to be back. Like I don't, I know the goal obviously is to have him ready for the season, but with his, having shoulder surgery and the months of rehab and all those kind of things, like I just don't have a specific timetable at this moment. When I get it, I'll tell you. But I'm not just going to throw something out there just because. The question now becomes, which is the thing that everyone keeps asking, is all right, what does this mean for Jonah being a two-sport guy? Like, what does this mean going forward? For my sense in the indication is I don't think anybody on either side is willing to really force that issue at this moment. It seems like everybody's saying, okay, let him try to get healthy in football. My sense is, to be honest with you, I sense that they are willing to let him do what he wants to do for as long as he wants to do it. And at this moment, I don't sense that anybody is willing to say you need to pick one. Now, the fan base may say you need to pick one, right? But I don't sense anything from the baseball side or the football side that says you need to pick one. Now, I can say this, and this part is true. There is a portion of a football side that, and look, and there's frustration on both sides, so we're clear, right? There's a little bit of frustration on both sides. That at the end of the day, base football pays a lot of the NIL for Jonah, right? And so, I'm not saying there's not a baseball component to it, but football does pay a lot of it. And so one of the analogies that someone kind of gave me is kind of like, well, it's like you lend someone your Lamborghini, and then when you get it back, it's got like dents, or you got to get it fixed, or something to that effect. And I was like, a Lamborghini? They're like, yeah, well, when you consider how much is getting paid, it's a Lamborghini. I was like, oh, well, that's fair. That's fair. I get it, right? And so there is this little bit of like, all right, listen, man, from a football side, not crazy, not that where people are just pissed off or anything like that, but there is this sense like, hey, man, he goes over there and he gets hurt, and he gets hurt over there, so now we can't really have him over here on the football side. And it's so, but again, no one's willing to say, but you need to choose, like, because I think there's a danger to that, because the danger is the moment you say that, there'll be another program that says you ain't got to choose, you can come here and do both, right? And so what you don't want is that guy to walk out the door because he feels like he can't do both, or he can't pursue his dream. And you can't sell him in recruiting on, hey, this is how we're going to make this thing work for you. Then get him here like, psych, psych. Wait, I know that's what we told you, but that's not what we're going to do, right? So you have to kind of see it through on his end. So right now, I feel like it's just a holding pattern. It's about trying to see what he can contribute this season. Will he be ready for the season opener? I don't know. Somebody said there was another publication that said he might be ready in October. I don't know what the time frame looks. I do know this: if a guy is diving for a ball and hurts his shoulder, well, if you got to make a tackle, that's going to hurt. That, you know what I'm saying? Like you got to get that thing right. And so they really got to spend the next few months not only getting the shoulder right, but all the other little nagging injuries that he's been dealing with. Like they've got to find a way to just get him as healthy as he can be. And then once you get him there, then he can fold back into the baseball season. And he faces an uphill battle because when Xavier Filsaime comes back, Xavier Filsaime is a guy that they kind of project as hold on, let me see if I can put this at kind of being a starter. Let me see if I can find this for you guys to make things a little bit easier. Hold on one second. Where it is? Okay, right here and here. All right, so let me hold on. I want to show y'all something real quick. Let me see. Let me put this up on the screen. Just be patient with me. If I had a producer, all right, right here. All right, let me enlarge that for y'all. All right, that'd be easier for you to see. Well, let me make this a little bit. Here we go. All right, that's a little bit better. I think you guys can be able to see that even if you're on your phone. So if you look at the depth chart right now, you can kind of see where everything kind of fills in, right? So if you look over here, you got Filsaime that's kind of over here, and then you've got Derek Williams. Those two battling back and forth, and you got Jonah behind there. You got Jelani on another side, Jordan Johnson Rebel on this side, right? So you can see just from a depth chart standpoint, kind of the battle that he's going to have, kind of the uphill battle. So by the time he is healthy, more than likely he's down there at that third safety kind of position, more than likely by the time he's ready to go, because once if Filsaime takes the job, which I believe he will, and then you got Williams behind him, then it might take most of the year for Jonah to kind of fit in over there, right? So I just want to kind of give you guys an idea of what the depth chart looks like, what the uphill battle for him kind of looks like over here, right? So I just want to make sure I shared that with y'all. So that's where we are. That's where we are. So the good part is they're Texas back to off of spring break, and they start back next week. Tuesday will be the first day they hit the field. So now they're going to go Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. And Saturdays will provide some sort of scrimmage. I don't know if their first scrimmage is going to be this next Saturday or not. I'll find out though. Again, I don't like to guess on stuff, so I'll find out for sure. But they get to move towards that. And then there was the other thing too. Show the offense and projected depth chart. Oh yeah, I can do that. That's no problem. Hold on one second. That is not a problem. Let me get you back here and do that. Make sure I make this thing a little bit larger for you. All righty. Make sure it's still a good size. Make sure that's not too big. Okay, there you go. All right, let's do the offense. You want to see the offense? I can get you the offense. Can I X this out without opening up something? Okay, perfect. I was worried. Sometimes you get that stuff and you're like, man, if I click on it, am I gonna go to some Cialis website or something? So I was worried about it. All right. If you want to see the offensive project, depth chart, you can. It'll kind of lead into some, the Arch Manning conversation that I want to have with y'all as well, right? So if you want to look, this is Alex stuff, Alex Dunlap. Honestly, you get on Orange Blood's. If you get on Orange Blood's website and you go to the football the football tab, you can see the updated depth charts here as well. So there's just if you get on our website, there are these things here that we update. So you can kind of see, obviously, especially with Seymour getting cleared this week, what you'll see from the offensive line, that is probably going to be pretty. That is going to be what your starting offensive line looks like, with Gooseby, Seymour, Connor Robertson, Brandon Baker, and Siani at that right tackle position. You got Cam and Ryan Wingo on those outside spots, with Khalid, filling in behind him. And Khalid, to his credit, has been able to really take advantage and of getting some run with Wingo being hurt. So he's been able to get some first team reps here in the spring. Wingo was he was catching balls before practice last week. Not quite sure what his involvement's going to be this week, but Sark next week. But Sark is always pretty cautious as relates to those guys. You can see Emmett Mosley will work within the slot with McCutcheon behind him. What we don't, Masuna should be your starting tight end. What we don't really know right now is who's going to be the starting running back between Raleek and Hollywood Smothers. This is a projection of Cooper that's there. Will probably be the third string guy, followed by Michael Terry or a Simon. That's what that looks like. It'd be interesting too, back to that tight end position with Masunas. Who ends up being that number two? Does it end up being Townsend? Does it end up being Spencer Shannon? Like, who kind of fits into that mix? And of course, we will continue to monitor the Arch Manning thing. And then there's KJ Lacey there as well, followed by, actually, that needs to be updated because Dia Bell was the third quarterback, followed by MJ Morris. So as I'm looking at that needs to, I will actually make a memo to Alex that he needs to update that. Let me write a note to myself. Dia Bell. Anyway, so to make sure we good on that one. All right, no problem. One puppeteer. Pump it hottie. Green Lantern, you know what that is? Remember that? Red Hot Kingpin. Anyway, so as it relates to Arch, so here's another thing that I was told was that there is the goal once we get back next week is to start integrating him in to more on-field activities. I don't think they're going to go full 100% in as he recovers from the surgery, but the goal is like, hey, let's now start getting him more active, getting him a little bit more. Let's test it a little bit more. Nothing crazy, but this might be a thing where we're out there and he participates with a couple little things. Maybe, I don't know if he's going to do the team portions or not, but before he wasn't even throwing. I think now once we get out there, I'm going to see him a little bit more. But again, one thing I was told this week multiple times is that they're going to be cautious, extremely, extremely cautious. There is a thing where they want to see what they've got in KJ Lacey and Dia Bell. They do want to see that. They are viewing that as an opportunity. When I asked too about what about the camaraderie with Arch and Cam, do you feel like you might be missing anything in the spring as relates to getting those two on the same page? The thought process has been, well, one, they'll have him hopefully towards the latter part of the spring. At some point, they'll get that thing. But the real work will go into the summer and those guys working together throughout the summer in order to establish that connection. And they believe that there's still enough time, if it has to be pushed back to there, that they have all summer to work on that, and then training camp. And then, and I think, hell, I got to look back. I think Matthew, this is a little bit, but I think Matthew Golden was finishing up Houston. And Houston, when he showed up, and then all of a sudden had that relationship with Quinn. And so I did believe there's belief too that, it'd be great in the spring, but we could absolutely, I don't even know what that is. Oh, Sandman, are you having another procedure done? Man, I didn't know. Listen, I didn't know if this was an admission of something or not. You're in the hospital. What the hell happened, Sandman? Man, listen, nowadays, I thought like, oh, do we need to get this dude some help? Did he go into grandma's stash or something like that? I don't even know. All right, man, what happened to you, Sam, man? What is going on? Are you okay? Anyway, so the still wants to see what they he must be hyped up. He just blurring out anything random. He like, man, I like pig's feet. Like, what? What did you just say? Anyway, and get back on track. They want to see what they have with KJ. They do believe that they can work these guys out in the summer and then have them absolutely ready. I know also some sidebar. I know everyone's really excited about the Seymour thing when I talked to them this week about it. Really feeling like, okay, he's going to come in and really contribute right away. And so, nonetheless, so there's a lot of excitement heading into this week. And oh man, Thievery said he tore his Achilles running into the DMs, thinking Tex Blonde hit him up. I don't know where Tex Blonde is. I bet both of them. I think they would be a really good looking couple together. But I don't know. Like I don't know what the situation is with that. So I don't know what the situation is with that. I don't really get into Tex Blonde's dating life, but she'll put a picture up once a month or something like that, and all the dudes will go crazy, and she'll ignore them all and continue with her life like she normally does. So anyway, so that is it. That's the wait. He said I've chatted with Tex Blonde at like 3 games. She's a kind person. Well, that is faint praise. Okay, I'm gonna let that hydro thing. That is like that you damn near just said. She's like my sister. I think Sandman got an old lady. He just don't want to let anybody know. I think that's what that is. I think Sandman has got somebody who won't let anybody know. He's like, she is a kind person. Ooh, Sex Blonde, what's the word on the street about you? All right. Well, I don't want to know. Okay, anyway, that's it, man. That's all we got. Texas versus Gonzaga on Saturday, 6:10 Central. If you aren't subscribed to Orange Bloods, I have a column every week, and I'll have some stuff in on this upcoming weekend. I don't know what you guys got planned this weekend. My son is playing soccer out at I can tell, Sam, man. I can tell because I can tell you got a woman, Sam, man. Because I gotta clean this up. How do I clean this up? Because hold on, it's a morning show. Okay, let me clean it up. No man turns down blank unless they have blank. That's the general rule, right? No man's gonna turn it down unless he's already got some waiting for him somewhere else. That's all I gotta tell you. And y'all can fill out all the words from there. All right, let me get out of here before I get in trouble. All right. I'll be back on Monday. My kids got soccer on Saturday, so I got to roll out to Spring. I got to go to Spring, Texas, this weekend. So I'll be out there at some point, and I'll be back and everything. So y'all wish me safe travels on these roads. I wish me safe travels into the gas pump because I sure don't feel like spending that money. Money be picking up what I'm putting down. All right, y'all know how it gets. It's Friday, and he said he had an Achilles surgery yesterday, but he is good. All right. Well, listen, man, you got nothing to. Hey, the good part about having your Achilles surgery yesterday is that you got Orange Bloods to kind of keep you occupied. You've got Final Four, not Final Four. You got the basketball stuff to keep you occupied all weekend long. So as you just sit there recovered, all you can do is just watch basketball all weekend long. Take your pills, go to sleep. So we'll be thinking about you, Sam, man. I hope you feel better or not. And then, I don't even know. I got this chain like a long time ago. I know y'all keep asking about it. I got this thing a long time ago. I was on like a cruise and went to one of these places, and I spent a good amount of money for it. But I'd have to take it somewhere and get it. I just need to get it kind of cleaned up a little bit. But that's the kind of the story behind that. And then once or twice a week, I just pull out my Martin And there it is. Not my Martin, and because I like that when he did the the one with the stuffed dog. That one was absolutely hilarious. So anyway, I like that, and of course it's my Nino Brown. More importantly, all right. Anyway, y'all, I'm out. Go out, have a good weekend. Remember, I always say, live each day like it's your last one. Day will be. Go out, have a fantastic weekend. Sandman, get better. Text Blonde. Um, just let his DMs go.